Now here's something interesting. Well, maybe not. It was never on my bucket list. Well, maybe at one time it was. But now we own a pool table, and I just better go dark. I might have posted a blog post, and only one blog post about this maybe weeks ago, on our new website, livinginthepacific.com. And if you haven't checked out our new site, please do. More on that later, but I digress. Anyway, we acquired this pool table from a family member who was needing to raise some cash. He's got an internet system business, and he needed to upgrade his system, so he needed some cash. So we made him a deal on the pool table. The barangay pool table, which he actually owned as a little enterprise here, and the same table that I got hustled on well over a year ago. And like I mentioned, I've published one single blog post about it weeks ago, and now my YouTube feed is inundated with billiards and pool videos. I have not watched a pool video for years, and maybe back then I watched a handful of Efren Reyes videos.
I get lucky.
It's been a long time, but nothing recent. So I think Google is back to spying on me, and I just better go dark. It's an old locally made table with a top made of concrete, but it's a true roll table, and it's heavy. It literally took 20 guys to move this table across the barangay and hoist it up to our second floor. I'm just glad I wasn't here to watch that process unfold. And after a couple dozen games on this table, we've reached the conclusion that we needed a pool table mechanic, and we found one. We're getting new pockets, new felt. The rails are okay, just new covering. But one thing we noticed on this table, the balls were not reacting off the rail like they should, and that's because they had this bead glued onto this rail, which fit this track in the rail, and that's a no-no. This is supposed to be a void in here, which enhances the cushion of the rubber. By putting this bead on here, actually essentially inside this rail, it took away the responsiveness of the rail. So I'm having them take all this off and refinish this, re-glue that, recover it. And we'll have a new pool table. Green. Blue. Blue and the red. More red. I need ends for my rails, and it's made out of rubber, this kind of rubber.
which my table don't have. So just I just wanted like 6 inches, but no, I have to buy the whole roll. But it's only 480 pesos, so I'll buy the whole roll.
After finding everything we needed to refurbish the table, my brother-in-law and I were headed back to the house to meet the mechanic and get this process started. By the time we got back to the house, the table was completely disassembled. The one task that made this project more complicated was that I had the pocket opening size increased from a very difficult 4-inch pocket to a 4.5-inch pocket. Along with trimming each rail and installing the rubber rail ends, this took almost all afternoon to accomplish. The table finish was also fine-tuned with a thin layer of skim coating before covering it with a thin vinyl layer before refelting the table. This thin vinyl layer will enhance the already smooth top to almost a slate-like finish before installing the cloths. After the recloth was complete, the rails were reinstalled and adjusted. These guys worked throughout the day until almost 9 p.m. that evening before finishing up. In true Filipino fashion, I might add. When it was all said and done, we had spent a total of 10,993 pesos for a newly refurbished pool table, and we stayed up late to play our first game. The table was now friendly, and Terry and I were happy that we now had something else to occupy our time on the home front. When there's a shortage of honeydews, that is. And I can only conclude by saying the only thing tougher than teaching a Filipino how to drive is teaching one to play pool. Correctly, of course. Please help us out by mashing that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. For real-time updates, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and X. And always remember, never give up on a dream. And we'll see you next time.